I think that both of those teams had such great picks this year, and I think that they definitely utilized those draft picks well. Looking at the wide receivers, I have to say that Justin Blackmon, he's hopeful. He's not on a very good offense, but I think he should still be able to be a definite good complement to Percy Harvin and Colston. The biggest question here as well is, can Michael Vick stay healthy? However, the big thing is, even if he can't, he has Peyton Manning to back that up just in case. So I'm liking where he's going with this. He has some good defense as well, but I think he definitely could use some help in the D line, and that's the biggest problem that I see with his team. Again, not a crucial thing to work on, but if anything, that would be what it would have to be. Winning. I've been talking to him a lot this off season, trying to make some deals, and again, the biggest thing that I see right now is I don't know where he's going with his team, what direction he's in. I saw some direction of where he was going before, and then he goes around and does a deal, and I completely lose what he's trying to do. The basic thing, I mean, it may not be the nicest thing to say, but I think he should change his name from hashtag winning to hashtag losing, because I'm looking at him possibly becoming the bottom team this year. Believe it or not, Laws Nation might actually bump up ahead. You're looking at Andrew Luck. He might or may not actually have a decent season. If he's not doing what he needs to do, Joe Flacco at least is a good backup for him if he needs it. The problem that I see here is outside of his core, he has absolutely no depth whatsoever. At least Laws Nation has some depth. You're looking at Jordy Nelson as the main only receiver that they have that can put up significant points this year. His running game isn't bad either, but the problem looking forward is that he doesn't have picks in the first 3 rounds in next year's draft, which is why I think this year and next year, at least, he's going to be a bottom contending team until he can, again, like Laws Nation, get a bunch of picks and work his way there. I think he has basically a couple of decent defensive players. His linebackers are pretty decent, but other than that, fantasy-wise, I would have to say that he needs some secondary help. The last team here is Dante. I have to say that the likelihood that he is going to be a top team this year is very minimal. It's just like the New York Giants. I think that he's probably one of the farthest teams away from making a championship appearance. I think he's in a very strong division as well, and I just see him coming probably third in that division. I just don't see him being able to make the playoffs this year. And basically, he has a decent quarterback that he can rely on. His backup is all right, but basically, I like where he's going with his wide receivers. He has some top 10 wide receivers there for sure, and his running game has some depth there too. But the question is, there's a little bit of competition going there with LeGarrette Blount and C.J. Spiller that might take away a couple of touches here and there. But overall, I still see a lot of fantasy value for those guys. And tight end, not bad either. So he has some depth there. So overall, his team's not bad, but I still see him finishing probably in the bottom third as well. Team rankings this year. Looking forward, I have to say that the biggest increase in this coming season would have to be Halababa and Ogre. Those two teams did wonders in this upcoming draft, and I think that they're definitely going to be able to pay off with both playoff appearances. How well they do is questionable, but I think that both of those teams are teams to watch in this season. Rushing Renegades, as always, is a team that's near the top. He always drafts really well, and it's just a matter of injuries as well for him. Basically, you're looking at some of the bottom teams. No surprise there. You're looking at winning SF Niners and Stone Cold. Basically, looking at who can make the playoffs or not, you're looking at the 8 through 12 spot, minus more so Dante and Superchargers. I guess Gridiron, Gold Standard, and James Reddy. Those 3 teams are going to be making a huge race for that 8th spot, but I still think all 3 of those teams are going to be falling a little bit short. Looking at the divisional rankings, I have to say East again, as always, seems to be the weakest division in this pool. North and West are the top in this year's season. I think West has made a huge improvement because of Team Ogre and because of Halibaba. I think that they're a strong second. Looking at this year's standings projections, I think I'm gonna have to give the win to WWJD with the holdout of Maurice Jones-Drew coming to an end. I think he's still the offense of the Jaguars, and he's gonna put up great numbers. Matt Forte as well. Even though Michael Bush is the backup, I still see it being Matt Forte is going to be a huge impact, and I think with his receivers, it's going to be also a tough combination to beat. Russian Renegades again going to come second. It's going to be a close matchup between those two teams. It could go either way. Basically, Tank Destruction, like I said earlier, could come away with the division again, like T-Berg Pats did last year, and the Bus is going to take the division in that division. Looking at it, I think Halibaba is going to make the playoffs, but it's going to come with a 7th or 8th finish, and could potentially play WWJD, his rival.